Good morning, everybody. I'm Barry Cowan, the non-resident president of the Deerfield Beach Computer Club, now in my 16th year in the job. I can't believe it. It's just time is just flying by, or as we say in virtual land, it's been zooming by. So here we are. I wish everyone a happy and healthy new year. And we're going to be continuing on with these Zoom presentations at 2 a month. And I want to, as always, acknowledge our co-hosts who are become close friends of mine and have contributed a great deal to the presentations with their expertise. Bob Gastisha, Huey Poplock, and Carol Friedman today are my vice president, who is going to be co-presenting with me. I thank her very much for her friendship and assistance, which has been invaluable, especially at times when I find things to be extremely challenging. And also Ron Brown, who I understand is now in his slippers and jammies and probably cooking up a nice breakfast there in Comox, British Columbia. That being said, I want to remind everybody that we're also featuring today, after the major presentation, a sort of gadgets and gizmos. So if you brought anything that you would like to show and tell everyone, that will be the time to do it. So having no further questions, let's go right on in. You should all be able to see the screen now. I'm going to push this thing out of the way. All right, welcome to the Deerfield Beach Computer Club, the first Zoom presentation of the new year 2021. Today is January 8th, 2021. And of course, I welcome you all to class. It's not the traditional class that we all know and love back in the live days, but it's a virtual class nevertheless, and it looks like it's going to stay that way for some time to come, unless we're looking for progress in vaccines and whatever else. But we won't be able to go back to our building until they officially open it. So stay tuned here every week or every 2 weeks. We're going to be doing a class, and I'll talk to you a little bit at the end about what's coming up on January 22nd. This is our mission statement, and it's always been the objective of the club to help people to understand and manage their technology. These days, just understanding something doesn't mean you can manage it. There are so many devices out there being thrown at you. We'll see a whole plethora of them today during today's meeting. And it's becoming more challenging, especially for seniors with various disabilities, to be able to understand and manage their technology. That's where clubs like mine and many of the clubs across the country that belong to the APCUG, the Association of Personal Computer User Groups, to which we belong and have renewed recently, who provide us the high quality guest speakers that have been featured and tons of information on their site. So go to apcug2.org and you'll get all the information. We also want to expose you to new and emerging technologies that will impact your life. Uh, it's going to be another year where things are going to come out at you right in your face. I mean, right now, you're getting bombarded by the media, social media, by newspapers, by television, and it's going to get worse before it gets better. And finally, to provide a forum for interaction between members on technologies of interest. You have to let us know what you feel is interesting you, and then we'll provide the forum for those choices. Remember, it's up to you to tell us, or we'll guess what you'll be interested in. Remember the days when all of these things could fit now in your pocket. Today, they all fit in your pocket. These are the things that you used to accumulate. I have some of them. I have a boombox that I bought last December. All these things now are consolidated into miniaturization that fits right in your pocket. Yes, your computer is now in your pocket. Well, this used to be the screen that we'd show um, all the time when we were talking about people who were not communicating. Well, this is what communication is right now. People literally sitting at home, doing virtual instruction and conducting conversations, digital conversations almost, I guess you'd say. But Zoom has gone so large in popularity since the pandemic. It's just unbelievable. But this is the way that people will continue to connect. And it's vitally important for seniors, especially those with disabilities or those who can't travel because of the pandemic, to be able to have this option. Well, this is what CES looked like in 2020. You can see a whole corridor of people. And this will be a CES like no other. And here's why. On January 11th through 14th of 2021, we will be featuring the Consumer Electronics Show, not from Las Vegas anymore, but a completely virtual presentation without any people. This will be a CES like no other. As we experience it remotely from across the globe on our own screens, it's going to do what it does best, show up the latest innovations and ideas in tech and set the agenda for what's happening in the industry in the months and years ahead. So to get you prepared, let's take a look at this. Hopefully it will work.
Big screen TVs, health tech, sexy appliances, and no Las Vegas. This year, tech's biggest event is getting a shake-up as CES goes all virtual. Here are all the big trends and big changes you can expect from CES 2021. Normally at this time of the year, the entire tech world is touching down in Las Vegas for a big week of news, strange gadgets, and lots of walking around a giant show floor. But this year, the pandemic means that CES's 2.9 million square feet of exhibition space are being replaced by an all-digital event. Brands like LG and Procter & Gamble are creating virtual booths online instead of the flashy physical exhibits we've seen in the past. Panasonic is hosting a virtual concert by Cold War Kids, and instead of packed keynotes, all the big press conferences are streaming online. Now, we saw this trend in 2020. Apple and Samsung both held big launches last year with online-only events, and hopefully it'll mean fewer things going wrong.
Excuse me, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, let's thank Michael Bay for joining us.
That was awkward. But going digital only also means that some companies are skipping CES altogether this year. Google, which built its own theme park ride at CES in 2019, won't be at the show. In fact, the CTA, which runs CES, says it's expecting about 1,000 virtual exhibitors, less than a quarter of what we saw last year. Still, you can expect the brands that do show up to definitely try and make a splash, including one of the most hotly anticipated events of CES, Samsung's Galaxy Unpacked event, which is happening on Thursday. Now, details are still under wraps, but we're expecting to see the launch of 3 new Galaxy S21 phones with better cameras and maybe even an integrated S Pen like we've seen on the Note. We'd expect the year's big phone news to happen at Mobile World Congress, which normally happens in March. But with MWC pushed back this year, we may see more phone news at CES. For example, Verizon is hosting the kickoff keynote speech for the show, and we're expecting 5G to be a big theme. Now, let's talk TVs. This is always a big topic at CES, but let's not lie, without being able to see those dazzling displays and razor-thin screens in person, the wow factor isn't going to be the same this year. And while 3 of the top 5 brands will be at CES, Samsung, TCL and LG, the other 2, Vizio and Hisense, are sitting this year out. But there'll still be things to see. We're expecting bigger screens, potentially new 8K TVs, and plenty of talk around technologies like mini LED and micro LED. LG is launching a range of mini LED TVs known as QNED, and we're probably going to expect shiny new OLEDs from LG TV as well. LG Display is also showing off a transparent OLED for commercial applications. Samsung has also unveiled a range of new micro LED TVs, including a 110-inch model with a $156,000 price tag, as well as new QLED models and an updated version of its Frame TV, which is designed to look like an artwork on your wall. If $150,000 is a little outside your price range, don't worry, you can also expect more affordable TVs to be unveiled too. Now, CES is normally a show for high-tech gadgets, but it's also a show for high-tech appliances. Samsung is launching its new bespoke refrigerator range with a modular design available in pastel pink and blue. And LG is upgrading its InstaView refrigerator with a door that opens via voice command and a water dispenser that sanitizes your water with UV light. Yes, even tech is getting a pandemic upgrade this year. Speaking of which, health tech is going to be a big trend at this year's show. Products that promise to sterilize, sanitize, and purify, as well as wearables that give you a more complete picture of your inner health, with readings on things like heart health, blood pressure, and sleep. But watch out with any of these healthcare products. There's a big difference between products that make health claims and then products that have actually been FDA approved. And the final trend to watch at CES this year? Weird and wonderful gadgets. Whether it's a Lamborghini massage chair, a wearable camera for your baby, or a flying taxi, CES always serves up a few surprises, and we hope that this year brings some of the same. No matter what happens, CNET will be covering the whole show from start to finish. We'll be streaming live, covering all the news as it happens, starting off from Press Day on Monday, January 11th at 7:30 a.m. Eastern Time, bright and early. We may not be in Vegas, but we'll still have a bit of that Vegas sparkle. For everything you need to know about CES, stay tuned to CNET.
Can everybody see this?
You have a box in the way that's covering it.
What do I have to do to get rid of it?
Move it. Get it out of the viewing area.
Okay,
Okay,
I'm back here, hold on. Okay. I'm trying to get it out of there. It's not moving.
I don't know what it is.
It says, hang on one second, folks. I'll get this done.
Bob, he's selected part of the,
There it is.
yeah, okay.
Okay, so the top 6 trends to expect at CES are less noise and more signal. Basically, this year's virtual CES will feature around 1,000 vendors. And last year's show in Las Vegas had 4,500. So it's going to be a real problem with everybody financially. It was a big financial cash cow for Las Vegas, Nevada. Typically, one of the biggest challenges is the sheer amount of information you have to sort through to find the good stuff. And CNET always accepts the mission of filtering the key products and trends for consumers. But this year will be a little different with less than 25% of the companies involved. I don't think Google's going to be there. I don't think Apple's going to be there. I don't think Microsoft's going to be there. But Samsung is trying to steal the show. And big gadgets will take the center stage, and 5G will continue to be a big deal. I am trying to get this thing away. I apologize for any problem here. Anyway, that's just the header of what 5G looks like. Now, here is the Internet of Things. That's going to be a really important thing as time goes by. As we get more devices connected through 5G and other technologies, it's going to be more problematic to get all of these devices working. I'm going to try and pull this screen away. I don't know why it isn't working, but there we go. So here is the next screen. Having a lot of trouble here. Just okay.
Can you close that window, Barry,
I'm trying.
instead of moving it? Because as soon as you move the cursor, it comes back.
I can exit the full screen.
No.
Nope. Let me try this again. Boy, this is the last thing I needed, folks, but that's the way it is.
Barry, if you go back to your desktop and select the Canva application as the thing you're focusing on, that should do it. It's somehow wanting to focus on something else. It should put the green box around the Canva application.
Okay. Trying to find it. Well, this is the Canva thing right here. Let me go back to present and go back here. There we go. This is what I wanted to show you earlier. All the technologies that are going to be presented at the show. 5G at the top, accessibilities, accessories, all of these categories are going to be presented, and it's going to be pretty exciting. Okay, now we're into the 5G, and here is the Internet of Things, all the devices that are available to be connected. It's also, it brings up a big privacy issue, as Bob would tell you, because now you've got to lock them down more carefully than ever with really good two-factor authentication or extensive passwords that are not easy to guess. It's going to be a big challenge when all of these start getting up in 5G. Also, we're going to be into streaming wars. Netflix is going to be against HBO Max, will compete against Disney Plus, will compete against Hulu, will compete against Amazon Prime Video, which will compete against Sling TV, which will compete against Fubo TV. And there's old Crackle Free, and we haven't even mentioned NBC's Peacock network, which will probably disappear as these big boys swallow them up. So what does this mean for you? Take a look. Are you frustrated, upset, ready to tear your hair out? Well, get ready because here it comes. And don't ever forget, if you're ever on life support, unplug me, then plug me back in. See if that works. It may work for end of life, or it may work for simply computers. Always restarting your computer makes things happen. I apologize for the difficulties in the presentation. But Carol, you can take over now if you wish. Carol,
Sorry.
you
Thought
can
I had
take
it.
over now if you'd like to.
Thank you. I thought I was unmuted. There we go. So what we might want to do, since you threw out a lot of good teasers there of things that are coming, and we had said that we might want to let people share some about other new technology that they've been getting. And I know some of our group has bought some of the technology that we were talking about with CES. So do you want to take 10
Lorraine.
minutes or so and let people share about things that, you know, that they bought and how they're experiencing it, or things that they're interested in?
Lorraine, do you want to unmute yourself?
Lorraine, you
there?
want to say something?
Well, a few things that I want to share with you. First of all, obviously to everyone, a very happy and healthy new year, and hopefully some good moments with your loved ones. One of the things that I've purchased in this invasion, I call it invasion of privacy, is a webcam cover. And I can't show it to you because it's on my computer, on my laptop. But I bought the one from Cloud Valley. Now, what that does is your laptop, your iPad, your iPhone, whatever product you're using, as a small camera on the, usually on the top of the screen. And it appears that, unfortunately, a lot of people, because they have nothing to do, I guess, they connect to your camera and they see what's going on in your home. So to avoid this, you can buy a webcam cover. And mine is very tiny. You can go actually on Amazon. You'll see different webcam cover. I bought the one which I don't have to take out or put back. It is basically a slider. It's very tiny, and it's, as I said, it's from Cloud Valley. And but if you go on Amazon, you'll see different webcam covers. I like mine because it gives me privacy when I want. So I just go on top of my screen and I slide it on one side. If I want to, as this morning, to be viewed, then I slide it on the other side. And I did buy that for $6.99, and it comes in as I say, in this little package. I don't know if you can see it. And it's, there's 3 in there, 2, I should say. So that's one of the things that I've purchased, and I find good for security purposes. The other thing that I've purchased, and that is my phone. Even though I have changed my phone, I now have the iPhone 12. But I'm finding that I'm using it quite a bit with WhatsApp with my family in Europe. And the first thing I know, my battery's running out. And I don't always have access to charging it unless I carry a charger with me. So I purchased this charger, which is very tiny, as you can see. And it's on my home keys, which obviously I always have with me. And it gives me 2 hours of additional power on my iPhone. It is called PowerPod, and you can get this on Amazon. It is very light and extremely easy to use. I mean, basically there's a button here. So you push when you see that little thing coming out. This is to connect to your iPhone or your Android product. So when you place the order, make sure to specify if you want iPhone compatibility or Android compatibility. So that connects to your phone and you can continue using your phone, and it's good for 2 hours. And it also tells you that it is full charge. So those are the two things basically that I have purchased and used this year.
That's great. And who else? We know Roz and Doc got a new TV. Do you want to tell us about that?
What's the cost on that power charger, Lorraine?
The power charger is on Amazon. You will find the Power Pod. Actually different supplier on the Power Pod, and it's between $12 and $20.
Roz, are you unmuted? Do you want to?
Yeah, we got a Samsung 64-inch TV, and it has the Alexa built in. But we've been having some problems with it because the Alexa competes with the other Alexas in the house.
Mm.
We had to change the name. One is Echo now and one is Computer. And we still have two Alexas. It's still confusing.
And it's
because
talking back to her.
built-in capability of the TV. So it's still driving us crazy.
And you got an OLED, right?
Yes.
And how is that? How do you enjoy it versus the, more standard TVs?
It's got a higher resolution in the background of it. So the back of it is black. So it's a really high contrast. And for my eyes particularly, it's amazing. It's amazing. I really, really like it.
Awesome. Anybody else got anything they want to tell us about? Let's see, we got Dorothy and we got Margaret. Dorothy, you want to go?
One thing, I bought an air fryer, which I totally love. And it was a Gourmet from Walmart. And I think the cost was $89. And it's bakes, broils, and air fries. And it's a French door toaster oven. But one thing I wanted to tell everybody, and I don't know if they know about it, I think everybody's got Xfinity. If you go on the Xfinity app and you see where you've saved programs, keep on going down to where it says apps. And it shows you all the free TV programs that there's Pluto, there's Zuma. I mean, there's all kinds. And it was something that I discovered last week. And I thought maybe if people don't know about it, it's really quite interesting. And you can see so many free shows and free movies.
Dorothy, can you adjust your camera a little bit, please?
Okay, that's better.
Great.
Yes, thank you.
But this app I've been telling everybody about it. Most people didn't know about it. So it's something to be aware of. And there are a lot of free streaming companies.
Awesome. And Margaret?
Carol,
Yeah.
that's Gourmia with an I, Gourmia.
Aha. Thank you.
I have a 85-inch Sony TV that I used to have a Samsung, but Samsung's very proprietary and will not allow you to put apps into their TV, whereas my Sony allows me to put any app in that I want, like all those other like Disney and all the other ones. It'll also allow me to do the ones that she just said, all the free apps. You can download those onto your TV. So you don't even need an external box or a Fire Stick or anything to watch 24/7 anything in the world, whatever. So,
And how big was it?
and you guys, 85 inch. And so I learned that not to buy Samsung, even though I love them, they're too proprietary and they won't play well with others. And I also have a sewing machine that talks to my computer. So if I'm digitizing something on my computer, I can send it Wi-Fi to my sewing machine. My oven tells me when it's reached the right temperature on my phone. And it also will tell me temperature. I have a thermometer in one of the ovens that will tell me when whatever's done is done where I want it. I also have one for the barbecue that's a thermometer that you put into the meat, and that shows up on my phone also as well, and will tell me when it has reached the proper temperature.
Wow.
So, yeah, and my Alexas play well with each other. My Alexa and my little tiny ones seem to do okay together most of the time. And I still haven't figured out my.
I'm sorry,
ahead.
go ahead, Margaret.
I still haven't figured out my toothbrush, but I'm gonna let it stay quiet.
The best thing that Margaret didn't say that I love on her stove, if you're cooking on top of the range and you take a pot off, it automatically shuts that particular burner off. And I love that.
They're induction burners. That's
Right.
how they work. An induction burner won't be on unless there's actually something that's metal on top of it.
Cool.
That's a great
Actually-
safety feature.
You know, actually, I wanted to present this in a class, in the last live class or season. I have an induction burner, and I was going to do the demonstration because it works on electromagnetism.
Right.
That if you put a pot on top of and turn it up to the highest heat at SEER, which is about, on mine is 525 degrees, and you put a dollar bill right on the center, and you put a pot over it or a napkin, the water will boil, but the dollar and the napkin will be unchanged. You remove the pot, it stops the electromagnetism immediately, and you can remove the item. It's something I highly recommend to everybody.
We lost you, Barry. I lost you.
No. You're there, Margaret. Anybody else?
Marcia?
I just wanted to say that those induction stove setups have been around for 40 years. I wanted one when we built our new house, but I realized I would have to use different pots than what I had because you have to have metal touching the stovetop for it to work. And I, at the time, was using lots of Corningware. But
Right.
my
It's not just metal. It has to be metal that you can click a magnet on. So
right.
you have to run around the store with a little magnet to make sure. But it was worth it to me. It's just wonderful. If I forget to turn that stove off and I move the pot, I don't have to worry.
It's a safety issue. That's right.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
Yes.
Nodding
40 years ago, that wasn't such a problem for my memory, but my next stove will need it.
Yeah, and you can have a complete induction ready cooktop. And
What brand was it? What brand stove is it?
This is damn. It's a GE Cafe. called Cafe. It's like an upscale part of GE. And I love it. It's just the best.
Anybody else?
Happy birthday to Don tomorrow.
Happy birthday.
Happy
Oh,
birthday to you.
Thank you, thank you. Yeah, another successful trip around the sun.
Anybody
Great.
else have anything they want to share?
Well, I did get one thing extra this year. I'll do it more in the show and tell, but I got an induction. I've got hearing aids that have Bluetooth built into them. So my phone transmits directly to my hearing aids. But I was still having problems hearing the TV and stuff. And now I've got a streamer that plugs into the TV or whatever I want to link it into that broadcasts directly into my hearing aids. So it's really nice. It's really nice, but it's kind of hard to show.
What is it called?
Sorry?
What is the brand? My husband,
It's the the Simon stuff.
not the hearing aid brand, but my husband has hearing aids from Costco, which are Bluetooth connected, but how do you do it with the TV?
There is a special, what's called a streamer. There's two ways of doing it. There is a Bluetooth setting on most TVs that I've come across. So you can turn on the Bluetooth and pair your device with it. I've got some induction hearing aid or induction earphones, etc., that pair with that. But
Excuse me, Don, could you
Yeah.
adjust your camera a little bit, please? That's a lot better. Thank you.
Thanks. These were built by the company that made the hearing aids. So it's called a streamer that you plug into the audio out, just either the plug for hearing aid jacks or in the red and the blue, yellow, white plugs, or however you want to hook it up. And then it streams directly into the Bluetooth of your hearing aids. It seems that these hearing aids, the Bluetooth of these is a little different than other Bluetooth. And I don't understand it all yet, but I got both of them now and I get to listen, and it's nice to hear things that's not underwater.
Probably Bluetooth 5, which has
Okay.
a much greater range than the previous
Oh
one.
yeah, it's got a range. I mean, I even walked outside on the catwalk and halfway down they were still going. So yeah, it's huge distance.
And Doc is going to do a presentation sometime, before the end of the year with an update on a lot of these adaptive devices. So that should be a really exciting thing to learn more about, especially as we're all having increasing problems hearing and seeing.
Increased
Right.
needs, yeah.
How many people here have an iPhone? I did neglect to say one thing about in the 5G presentation. Their FCC is now having an auction on the C-band, which is fundamental to the 5G cellular mobile technology. It's an auction. And what I had learned from one of our experts presentation called Tech for Seniors. You should all tune into that on Monday at noon. Just go to Tech for Seniors and you can participate in this amazing, informative, and entertaining podcast, which is chaired by Ron Brown. Of all the 5G devices now available, only the iPhone 12 and the iPhone 12 Pro are certified to be compatible with the new band, which is called 5G band small n77. That's every device, including Android devices. Only those two devices. Repeat, the iPhone 12 and iPhone 12 Pro are certified right now to work with that 5G band. as time goes by, more people will be getting in on the bandwagon, I assure you. But that's interesting news to know. And most people will have this band available on their phones. So if you're running out to get a 5G phone, wait.
Yeah, and that's a great segue because hopefully very soon, now we're getting some great content. So the question is, when we'll present it to you in the club? But within the next month or two, I would expect we'll hopefully draw on the presentation that Ron Brown did on 5G that will make 5G very easily understandable, let you see what things will be working soon for you, how that will affect the devices you use in your home, when you should be thinking about buying a phone, which, as Barry said, is not now, and giving you a much better command of this whole 5G new tech. So wait for that. Look forward to it. And then Huey has been kind enough to share with us some other exciting new technology. We've done a couple of presentations on Windows and particularly Windows 10. And Windows is now, or Microsoft and Windows are now coming up with a potential subscription service that will make other things available. And he's done a great presentation with it. We decided to wait till we can give him a fuller audience and platform for it because it's got a lot of tech detail in it and it will likely open up a lot of discussions. Yes, Barry, did you want to say something?
No, I'm talking to the wall right now. No, I'm speaking to Bev. Hang on.
All right, that's okay. So
I'll be
Huey,
back.
was there anything more you wanted to add quickly as a teaser so that we get people psyched for being able to hear more about it?
No, but it's still a rumor stage, but it's pretty much established that it's coming in probably first or second quarter of 2021. So we're talking just the next couple of months where you're going to be able to subscribe to Windows, much like or something similar to Chromebooks, but the fact that everything is in the cloud, even the operating system. And it'll be an alternative. It's not going to be instead of.
Mm-hmm. Great. Thank you. Okay.
Can I add one more thing?
Mm-hmm.
I just recently got a Ring doorbell and I want to highly recommend it. I had one of those knockoffs from China and it drove me nuts. It would go off if it had to be recharged every other day. This Ring doorbell is so much better and so much safer because it tells me when there is motion at my door, even if they don't ring the bell. And then I can see who's there or what's happened, or if there's a package there, or I can just ignore it or whatever. I would say, again, for safety's sake, for everyone should have something like that. I thought. Any question?
Okay, so now for a little change of pace. Hold on while I set up my screen for sharing.
Again, for those people who have joined, I kind of messed up a little bit on that video. I don't know, but it's a lesson that I've learned and I apologize for any inconvenience it may have caused. I don't know if we can fix the real recording anyway, but that's the way life is,
We know, Barry. Been there, done that.
Yep. Okay.
Also, by the way, Thursday, when Samsung puts their new phone out, that's also supposed to have the new 5 stuff in it also.
Yeah, that's that S21 series.
Right.
Coming out Thursday. That's why they're going to have the try to compete against this Consumer Electronics Show because the big boys aren't going to be there. Okay, go ahead, Carol. I'm sorry.
That's okay. Okay, great. So I'm actually going to take us back to our website and I want to just share with you some of the really cool things that are here because I don't know about you, but I know for me, it's really easy to get overwhelmed with resource and with, all kinds of new information, and to basically not pay much attention to it till you actually want to go looking for something that will answer a particular question, or you've got some time available. But there are a number of things here in our member resources, and you can see it's here in the useful links part of the website. Here is the actual website, the actual page itself. And I'm going to show you a couple of things that, have some really cool stuff in it. So I'm going to focus really on the reference section here, this column. And I'm going to start with this All My Faves. And I want to show you a couple of things. So here, let me just get this out of the way. Sorry. Darn it.
Ads pay for everything.
Yeah, that's right. That's one of the things you'll get as soon as you go there. Let's, can we get that to go away? Not easily. They're getting craftier and craftier. Okay.
Mhm.
It,
Can you move it?
one more second.
There's the X. Hit the X in the right corner.
Yep, thank you, Barry. Okay. Now I have to get that to go away. All right. So I'm assuming you can actually see the whole screen, even though I have the Zoom picture on part of it. And what I want to focus on is the left-hand column. And so what you'll notice here are a whole list of categories. And this page goes on, forever. Mike, could you? Thank you. And it's got tons and tons and tons of links, way more than you ever want to pay any attention to. But I want to focus you on a couple of them. So the first one here, which is email, is useful. I know I work with a number of clients who either when they're upgrading their computers or they're changing to new technology and they were using Yahoo before, now they're having trouble signing in. They're having trouble finding the particular sign-in that works for them. So, Yahoo probably is on its way out at some point, hopefully, but this gives you a way of being able to easily get to that Yahoo sign-in. So that's one of the things. And, no, I'm sorry, I don't. It's annoying having that window there, but.
Yep.
Sorry. Oh.
You can just minimize that window.
Well, it's the Zoom window. Yeah, there we go. All right, there we go. Thank you very much. Okay, back to this. So that's one thing. Another is that if you go down to reference, there are some interesting things here. And, this is a really easy way to be able from a single site to go to stuff rather than having to Google everything. So you can easily open Wikipedia.
Reminds me of the old portal.
Yeah, and you can, enter anything you want and find it. So that's another one. And you can, let's see what else I wanted to point out. You may have been hearing recently about Grammarly. So here's Grammarly, a way of easily checking out things that you've written and syntax and spelling and all kinds of stuff, and it's free. So that's another one. So, if you're hearing about things, you're wanting to check them out, this is a way to see, kind of a spread of what's available. This isn't everything. These are the things that the owners of Weekly Faves or all my faves have identified as the ones that they think are the most interesting. But it's a very good start. And you may have heard some people refer to DuckDuckGo, either in news reports or tech reports. It's another search engine that some people prefer. It gives you better privacy and other advantages. So again, easy way to check that out.
Okay.
And then Barry, were you saying something?
No, I just wanted to make sure we have time for Huey.
Barry, Huey's already said his thing, so we're good.
Okay.
And so one of the other things that I wanted to show you, I don't know whether those of you who've been using search engines for a long time remember, but there's an old search engine that used to dominate the market called Dogpile. So there's another one. I'm not going to bother to show you what it does. Okay, and then let me just see. So little different change of pace. On news, if you look down here, you can go to the New York Times, which brings up, let's see, this is actually.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. So this is another cool thing that, you know, that you can get access to. But actually, all right, let me see if there was anything else from there. Okay, I'm going to go back to the page now. And so what I actually wanted to show you was the second one, which is the New York Times Navigator. So this is a static saved page, but you can still search it here for anything that you particularly want that's current.
You
And
can
Sorry,
click
Barry?
on any of those buttons there, like technology.
Yep, you can click on any of the buttons. So all of that is a handy thing. And let me go back again. And another thing that if you have any interest in other newspapers around the country, you know, and this is getting more interesting now, or around the world, this is a site. So let me go back. So this was the online newspapers here. Yes, Barry?
Try and go over to the expert column on that side. Ask the experts. That's a really great area also.
Oh, you're talking about on the page? Yes, Barry.
Yes.
Yep. Hold your horses, my friend. Okay. He's got a lot of pride. There's a ton of really good stuff here. I'm, you know, making my best attempt to not overwhelm us with things.
It keeps me busy, believe me.
Yes. So anyway, I wanted to come back here.
Okay.
And you can see, you can search by country. You can search within the United States. And you can find Canadian newspapers. You can find other newspapers listed either by state or alphabetically. So, you know, this is a huge resource in terms, you know, checking out. Here we go. News from around the country, around the world. There you go. There's the Stamford Advocate today. And usually you can actually, even though it's a little more difficult, you can scroll down past the ad requiring you to want to buy it. So there's that. And just wanted to show you one more. Let's see. Where did it go? All right. This is another one, and I'm not sure where it is on the page now, but it's what to watch. And, you know, again, there's such a flood of stuff that if you want to see other people's opinions or suggestions, you know, oftentimes they're a little hard to find. So this is a good source of being able to do that. And you know, you can view it in a whole lot of ways. You can see what's trending, you can see critics. You can see over here on the right side that there's news and, you know, talking about Roku and various other shows, what's coming up that you may want to watch. There are great clips of things, you know, if there are things you've been hearing about, like the All In, the Fight for Democracy with Stacey Abrams. You know, this is an easy way to be able to access that. You know, you can get great recommendations and little excerpts from, you know, of upcoming TV shows. So again, very, very cool. Okay, so I'm going to go back.
Can you go to Kim Commando's show there, please?
Sure.
Kim Commando is the #1 syndicated computer technology show in the country. And this is a tremendous site. She also offers memberships to her site that allow you to view her videos and everything else. But this is a site I highly recommend that everybody put in your bookmarks.
And you can see it's got, you know, a lot of diverse things here. So some stuff on coronavirus and getting tested.
Careful.
Yeah. Things about password protectors and ones, you know, the things about things that don't work, Chromecast, you know, tons of stuff. Okay. And so let's just see if there's anything else noteworthy. So anybody have anything they want to say at this point, either about these links or about some of their faves?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
Go ahead.
I just wanted to point out that on the right-hand side of your menus for most things on Chrome or whatever, when you're on a web page, the 3-dot menu at the right, upper right, one of the choices on it is find. So like if you're looking for Kim Commando, you can go to that find and type in Kim and it will bring you down on the page to where it is.
Very good point, Marcia.
A question. Is the version that is on my laptop of our website different than the one that is accessible through an iPhone? Because what I have on my iPhone looking at this resource page is very different than what you are showing.
Different in what way, Lorraine?
Well, ask the expert. To me, it stops at Dave's Computer Tips, and that's it. It then goes to downloads.
Okay, hang on.
So whatever else you have down there, I don't access it on my iPhone. Is there a reason?
It sounds like it's a screen limitation, but I don't know, Bob or Barry or anybody.
Can't you scroll?
I do scroll, and after Dave's Computer Tips, it goes directly into downloads. But all of the, you know, TV, movies, and all of the things Carol was showing, I don't see that.
All right, FYI, when a web designer or a web presenter puts out a web page for an organization, it's out in 3 different formats. One is for the cellular phone, one is for a tablet, and one is for like a full screen PC. The data will be there, it's just laid out differently.
Okay, on the mobile site, Lorraine,
Yes.
you'll see there's a menu on the left with 3 horizontal bars. on the main club site, okay?
Correct. Yes, I
click-
did press on that and I
And
pressed
then you
on,
member resources and go to useful links under that. And that will bring up the menu. And you can scroll down and I've got everything.
I don't.
I don't know,
What
but
kind of
that's the way you do it.
The one she's mentioning is at the bottom of that grid.
Yeah, she's saying she's not getting the whole page.
Oh,
So we don't know why. It may be a problem with the mobile version of it. But Barry says he can get it on his phone. Were you trying to pick it up on your iPhone, Barry?
yeah, it's perfect.
Okay.
Because
So
I have
maybe
the iPhone 12,
Bernie-
I have the iPhone 12 Pro and I have the latest version of the software on it. So I don't know, maybe it's an operator issue.
Yeah. Well, yeah, we don't know. Sounds strange.
Right.
Another question,
Mhm.
is the calendar up to date as to the future events of the club?
No.
I will be adding it, to the Google Calendar and everything as time goes by. The next event, I think, is already up there. I'm not sure. You have to
Well,
look at the
let's just
club
look
site.
I don't see it.
So Bob is up as the next event.
Mhm.
And we don't have anything beyond that because we're still in the process of determining what the next presentations will be.
Thank you.
Yeah, we're going to be working. I'll be working on that to get, things at least through February and possibly into March. We'll see what we can do. We're hoping to get a lot of these expert guest speakers like the ones that are co-hosting with us today. Okay.
Both Ron and Huey, as well as Bob, who's coming up next. And I just want to point out one other thing for you. So now that we're on the home page, if you look over to the right side, under, on that right column, in case you missed it, I know we've said this before and you've seen it, but if you, you'll see that there's a date, a title, a picture, a brief description. And if you, well, let's go to this one. If you click on it, what you'll get is the link to the video, the link to the handouts, and these are actually active links, and then some notes about what was covered. So it's an easy way to be able to go in if you went, oh, I missed that, what did they say? That way you can, you can start to see it, and then you can go and watch the whole video if you'd like to. So any other questions or anything? Or comments?
Okay.
Great. Barry, anything else you want to add in?
Let me see. I think I've exhausted myself for today. I'm telling you that being a host, you learn something every day as a host, and that's just the way it is. So hopefully I didn't destroy it too much, but
no,
you're good.
I think the integrity of the presentation came through. Go to Best Buy if you get a chance. There's tremendous stuff coming into Best Buy at Costco, at BJ's, at Staples, at even clothing stores like Ross and TJ Maxx have technology in them. The drugstores have technology in them, CVS. I've seen it in Walgreens. It's just populating everywhere. So even the store that we recommend, Five Below, for those of you who live in Century Village, the store Five Below in the shopping center there on Hillsborough Boulevard is a gold mine of stuff for you, not only just for the holidays, but for every time. You can get devices there that literally are $5 or below and work just as well as the expensive ones. And of course, they have a generous return policy as well. Be careful, by the way, because 'tis the season, even though the holidays are over, scammers do not take a break. Watch out for email scams. I've been getting them in my phone as well as on the computer about the packages from Amazon and FedEx that
Yep.
should have been delivered, and it's a phony. You have to go up to the manufacturer or to the regular site, the USPS site or the FedEx site. Type in the tracking number directly on the site. Don't trust any link in any email. Take it from me, and I have several friends that have already been victimized with it. In some cases, their packages are stolen. You know, porch pirates are still out there. It doesn't matter what season it is. You've just got to be alert, and education is our best weapon. Know what you're doing. Think before you tap or click or post anything. As we found out in recent news by certain individuals, that can cause tremendous damage.
Right now, be especially careful of stimulus scams.
Yeah, I just got my check
Oh,
yesterday.
Carol, could you stop sharing your screen now? We're going to
Oh.
use your email.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Thank you.
There we go.
Thank you for saying that, Mike.
We were enjoying your meal, however.
Yeah, no, I was trying to find Bob's email to say a little more, but that's all right. Yeah.
I can make that part very easy for you.
Yeah, I just wanted to again encourage everybody to join us next time, because Bob's got a lot of new and different information to be able to share. There we go.
This is
Be
Bob.
able-
You want to say anything about it?
No, I'll leave it as a surprise.
Ah.
Show up, and you'll get to find out what the new presentation is all about.
And we're going to be the guinea pigs, right? We'll be the first one you'll be giving it to.
That's correct.
Wonderful.
A virgin presentation.
All right.
I will not make any comments on that remark. Thank you.
And I would like to say that Bob is one of the members of the team of Tech for Seniors every Monday. And he does a section on security for us. And he does a great job. And it's usually about 5 minutes or so, 7 minutes. And it's always very interesting. And it keeps us up to date on the scams and breaches and everything else that goes on.
And he has a great blog at, you could go to Bob 3160 at gmail.com, right, Bob?
No, that's my email address.
Okay, what's the best way to reach your blog?
Okay, well, you keep talking, and I'll put it in the chat.
Okay,
Yeah,
great.
and I'm gonna show now that I've sorry.
Now, if anybody has suggestions for a useful link that you would like me to add, just send it on to me at president@db-cc.net, and I'll take a look at it and see if it's worthy of including. I have to review all of those links by myself. You know, the site that Carol showed, all my faves, they have a team of 100 people or more that check all those links weekly. In fact, daily, to make sure that they're good. A lot of times when you click on a link, it may not go anywhere. It may not be your fault or your computer. It may be just that that link has disappeared or changed or been redirected to some other location.
So sorry, Bob. Sorry, Barry.
Go ahead.
I clicked on the link that Bob or Huey, I guess, posted in the chat that has the Tech for Seniors, so that you can see what you're looking at, and you can see, you can see the web address up above. And here's a lot of the kinds of things that are there.
And at the top, you can go over to this little menu at the top. You'll see APG presentations, CUG presentations. next to it.
Yep, and there you are. So here's a lot of the things that you can see that have been being presented nationally or to other clubs. And so there's lots and lots of good stuff here. Okay.
There's something for Huey. Did you see that? Bob said, can you remind everyone of our new streaming service?
Right. The program has gotten so popular that we have a normal license for Zoom that will hold 100 people. This past week, we had 99 on there. So we've gotten to the point where we're full. And so we're also streaming it live on YouTube now. So we started this past week. We had 34 people on YouTube, but you don't have to sign in. You could, a lot of you have the big TVs, you just go to the YouTube and search for the Tech for Senior channel, and you'll be able to watch it right on your TV. And what somebody said, they had a 105-inch screen, I think, or 85-inch screen.
Wow.
You can watch our program in 85 inches. That's fine. You can't participate, but you'll be able to at least watch the program.
Yeah, I did get in just before you locked the meeting down on Monday.
Yes, you did.
Yeah,
So-
we lock it every week. It's Eastern time, 12 noon, and at 12:01 we lock the door to the Zoom part of it. But for those who can't get on, who are running late or something, who drop out, you can go to YouTube and watch it as well there.
And I can't recommend them more fully than that. They're really packed full of informative and entertaining individuals, and the information is right on spot. So you can't miss out with that.
We actually start half an hour before.
Uh-huh.
So at 11:30 Eastern time, where that's chit chat for a half hour, where we talk about lots of different things and we answer questions that they may have had on different programs or any problems that they have. And then at noon or on the hour, the actual program starts.
Okay.
And you have to be there in time. Otherwise, the only option is to either watch it on YouTube, or within a couple of days, there's a video made available. So if you missed it, you can still follow it. And all the video presentations are up on our site. And there are now 41 episodes. So if you have nothing to do, there's 41 hours worth of stuff you can view.
That's
Yeah.
great.
Yeah, we started it figuring it'll be a few weeks until things loosen up and people will be going out again. And so we said, well, we try to keep it light, we try to keep it technology, and we try to stay away from the negative things of what's going on in the world. And it's increased in popularity. We've been very pleased with the responses we get, and it keeps growing, and we keep updating how we do things to make it a lot smoother.
And
all of the-
excuse me, I'm sorry, go ahead, Huey.
and all, like Bob said, all of the past presentations are all available on YouTube.
Marcia, you have your hand raised?
Yeah, a question about that, about getting this on YouTube on the TV. I have only the setup for my TV through Century Village, and I don't think that it gives me a YouTube subscription that way. The only way I can watch things from YouTube on my TV is if I feed it through my laptop computer.
Actually not, Marcia. What Dorothy was saying is actually true for those of us who have Xfinity Comcast here in Century Village. So if you scroll across the top band, that says TV, movies, blah, blah, at the far end, you'll see apps. If you click on that, it will show you YouTube as one of the options, or you can put YouTube into it and then sign up for it.
No, I don't think so. I don't have an Xfinity account through Century Village. I just have the TV through Century Village.
Yes,
Oh,
but that
TV
gives you
TV
the-
is a smart TV, isn't it?
It is, well, it's my older one. It is a basic smart. It's about 6 years old. And I have not seen a way to
Click on,
connect.
yeah,
Wait,
click on the menu. On the menu for the TV console, it'll come up with usually a thing across the top. All right.
Yes.
When you do that, one of your options on that menu is going to be apps.
Yep.
You want to scroll over to where it says apps, then click on it. You should be able to take it from there.
Yep.
well,
if
I
not-
thought I tried that. I'll try again.
Yep.
And
The
if
only
not,
thing with-
as you said, go through your computer and stream it to your TV.
Now, the only thing
But
with
I-
YouTube is you may need a subscription to it. You may need to have a Gmail account, a
No,
Google account.
no, not to
No?
watch YouTube.
Yeah,
Nope.
no. You only need your own account if you want to access
Okay.
phones, subscriptions and things.
Okay,
Okay.
you got it. All right, folks. I think it's been a real privilege to,
Thank you.
I want to thank all of you for attending today. And I apologize again for the mess that I made of something, but we'll try
No.
and straighten it out.
No big
And-
deal.
And I also always appreciate my co-hosts Huey Poplock and Bob Gastisha. And of course, Carol, who's been my invaluable vice president and technology expert, who's helped me a great deal, especially in these times. Also, Ron Brown, I know you're there too. And thank you, Ron, for saying I did a good job. I tried.
You did well.
So let's end this meeting by saying, I wish you all a very much happier and healthier new year.
Not hard.
And we hope to see you at our next meeting, which will be Friday, January 22nd, 2021. So let's everybody say goodbye as we end the meeting.
Take care of
Bye,
that.
thank
Thank you. Thank you.
See you in 2 weeks.
Take your
Bob?
screenshots, Bob.
Huh.
And
Very
those
good.
of you,
Take care,
to
Bill.
those of you
Thank-
who joined for the first time, Rebecca and some others, I hope it was a meaningful experience for you, and we look forward to seeing you in the future. God bless everybody, and pray for our nation. God bless America.
Amen.
Bless them.
Thank you,
Barry. Thank you, Carol.
You're welcome.
Thank you, everyone.
Bye.
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 Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.